Outlining doesn't have to be complicated. In this video, we'll explore how outlining can make you a better, faster writer. Writing out what you want to write about may seem restrictive, even counterintuitive to discovery writing, but it can be quite liberating. Here's how. Whether you're a seasoned author or just starting out on your writing journey, a well crafted outline can not only bring cohesion to your story, but it can also increase your word count. Everyone can benefit from a little foresight in knowing what to write. Welcome to Worthy Writer, where we help you become a better writer by providing you tips, tools, and tricks to make you more productive and help you make money from your writing. If that sounds like you, hit the subscribe button. In this video's approach, we'll explore a method so simple you'll be aching to try it. This is very customizable. You can do as much or as little of it as you want. Let's get started. Step 1. The big and not so big ideas. In this first step, write out all of your ideas about your story. It doesn't have to be coherent, it can be vague, it can be messy. In fact, it should be. In no particular order, brain dump your story. This gives you the freedom to explore various possibilities without judgment. Besides, no one else is going to read this except for you. This initial step should be a rough draft. There may be no real story yet. Maybe you want to write about a man going on a road trip, or who are those main characters? You want a cute dog in it, a golden retriever, even. Perhaps you want to set it in the 1960s. Maybe there are a few songs that are inspirational to you. Get an idea for a scene or two, jot it down. Write it all down. Get it down on paper or a simple document. Don't worry about the formatting. You can use Scrivener or Plotter, but keep the technology simple at this stage. We'll talk more on that later. And then this brings us to step 2. And step 2 is your high level sketch. You can't outline from just one vague idea. You need to know what each of the main characters is going to learn along the way. How are they going to change? What will your secondary and tertiary characters teach your protagonist, your main character? In this second step, you're looking to find the story from the mess that we just brain dumped in step 1. In here, let's focus on the what and the why of your story. To discover what, answer the following questions. What are the internal conflicts of your characters? What are each of the characters going to learn along the way? But primarily focused on your protagonist. What is the basic premise of your story? What are some big ideas you want to explore through your characters? And now that you've got your what, let's discover the why. Answer the following why related questions. Why do your characters have their reasons for being part of this story? Why do you, the author, need to tell this story? For the key components from step 1, why are they important? Which of the brain dump ideas resonate loudest for you and why? With your what and your whys laid out, write out a high level sketch. This will include the characters, the plot, theme, and the journey. What will your main characters undertake? Next is step 3, and this is the 3-act structure. In this step, you're going to break down your high level sketch into more refined story beats. This is known as the 3-act structure. This level of detail may be all the outlining you'll need. However, if you are like most writers, you probably want to start from the beginning of your story. And while this may seem logical from an outlining perspective, oddly enough, it's helpful to start from the middle. Why? The middle of your story is when your main character begins to believe your story's premise more. At the start of the story, they're on the opposite end of your premise. In the middle, there is a turning point or game changer. What is that? Write that down. Change-based tropes are an excellent way to implement and find this turning point. Also, using a trope here is a good way to avoid mid-story lag. Think about this critical juncture ahead, and thinking about it uh, helps um, with that lag. quite a bit. To learn more about these tropes, check out the link to Jennifer Hilt's excellent book, The Trope Thesaurus, below in the description. So with your middle at hand, then ask yourself how the main characters got there. This will give you the beginning or the inciting incident in the first plot point to your story. And again, from the middle, where do they go from that middle point, from that turning point? This will lead you toward the end. What dark moment or aha will they experience? What's the climatic confrontation and how will it be resolved? Develop subplots and character arcs to add depth to your story. Use bullet points to outline important scenes and plot progression along the way. Maintaining flexibility while ensuring a cohesive narrative will give you enough room to discover when it comes time for writing. There you have it, the 3 core acts. This may be all you need, at least enough to get you going. However, some of us like to have a little more structure to help us bang out those word counts quicker. This next step is optional. Step 4, chapter details. Take your ideas from step 1, your high-level sketch from the second step, and the 3-act structure from step 3 and merge them together to create a chapter-by-chapter outline. This level of detail isn't as restrictive as it may seem. Write a couple of sentences for each chapter, or if chapter level detail is too intimidating, elaborate into subsections from your 3 acts. The work you put in here will help you avoid writer's block going forward. Pantser alert. You can keep those points very high level, just enough to spur your creativity and not thwart discovery writing later on. This doesn't have to be difficult. It's only as hard as you make it. The key is to not to try for perfection. You don't have to get it right, just write. WRITE. While paper note cards work well for documenting in this stage, tools such as Scrivener or Plotter can 10x your writing. To learn more about Scrivener and Plotter, check out the links in the description below. Put your plot points onto scene cards and move them around. Establish goals and conflicts for each note card. Jot down any compelling hooks or cliffhangers that come to mind to help keep readers engaged. Your initial chapter or 2 should contain your hook. The next chapter or so would be your inciting incident, followed by the first plot point. Keep in mind these cards are for you, not to be read by others. You can be as specific or vague as you want. The objective is to give you enough information to get more creative when it comes time to write your manuscript. Writer's block happens when you don't know what you need to write about. This process kicks that in the butt. There you have it. You now have a comprehensive understanding of a very simple yet effective outlining process for your novel, one that's not too loose and not too restrictive, but just right. Remember, outlining is a personal journey, and with this approach, you can get as detailed as you want or leave it high level. Discover what works best for you. With a decent outline in hand, you'll have the foundation necessary to write with confidence and purpose. If you found this video helpful, click the like button and be sure to subscribe so we can send you more content like this. Happy writing.